Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're at Hit Trax with my boy Bobby right here. We've used Hit Trax with our Antonelli baseball players over the last 4 to 5 years. We've seen our players make huge strides with it. A couple things that I think are really, really important. First thing, we're able to get a great baseline for all of our guys to give them an understanding of where they're at with their swing currently, and then we're able to track their progress over years. So it gives the player a great idea of what they're currently doing, what they need to do to make improvements, and we're able to really follow it over a long period of time. So what we're going to do today, we're going to kind of run through exactly some of the things that we look at with all of our players. I'm going to take a couple swings here. We're going to focus in on body positioning and how we're able to kind of change our swing, change the exit velocity and the launch angle on some of these balls, go back and forth between them. So I'm going to take a couple of swings and then we'll jump back into it. All right, so we're going to go over to the computer in a minute and kind of look at, compare and contrast the first swing to the last one and some of the changes that I was trying to make. Ultimately, what I wanted to kind of highlight was how body positioning, postural changes have a big effect on bat path, how the bat's going to come through the zone. We're going to look at some of the launch angle stuff, some of the exit velocity stuff, and see how we kind of piece it together with our players. So in the first video, you can kind of see how I'm shifting early. I'm getting to my front side, which is creating a path that's a little bit down. You're going to see some weaker hit, exit velocities. Launch angle is going to be a little bit lower than we really want. And then as we progress to the second video, I'm starting to get into better posture. I'm trying to get into my back hip more. I'm trying to kind of ride out that angle as I'm moving towards the ball. My bat path ultimately will start to launch a little bit deeper. It'll start to get into the zone a little bit earlier, hit the ball on a slightly up path. And then you'll be able to start to see how the exit velocity is going to start to go up. The launch angles are going to be better with higher velocity, and a bunch of other things that we'll talk about in a second. All right, so now when we check out the computer and kind of go through those swings, we're going to break down the first and last swing, or the worst and the last swing, to kind of see some of the differences. But first, you get a good idea here of a bunch of the different metrics. You can look at the average, line drive percentage, hard hit average, some of your velos here and distances. But if we go in here and we go to the review, you're going to be able to see from first swing to last swing. So you can see a couple different things when you're looking at this. And some of the changes that we talked about, if you look at the beginning here, you can see some low launch angles. Exit velocity is a little bit lower than we really want. And then as we go and start to change some of the postural things, starting to try to get the bat to work in the zone a little bit earlier, you can see how the exit velo starts to click up a little bit here, but also the launch angles start to get up. So we're hitting the ball not only harder, but on a better ball flight. So I want to show you real quick. If we take this swing right here and let's go with my last swing right there. Okay, so a couple of things that we talked about we were trying to do. First swing here on the left, and then this is my last swing here after making some of the changes. So a few different things. First, on this one, we talked about getting to our front side a little bit earlier, not standing our back hip as much. It's going to cause our path to be a little bit more downward. And you can see that how I'm impacting the ball slightly down. So my exit velo is impacted. I'm not squaring the ball up as well, but I'm also not creating as much bat speed. And then you're going to get a much lower launch angle. So you're getting a -1 launch angle, which is probably right here, exactly right there, ground ball or shortstop. So as we move on to the later swings, the adjustments that I was trying to make was I was trying to ride my back hip a little bit more and keep the hinge in my hips. So I stay a little bit more on this part of my leg. The bat's able to now launch a little bit deeper. And so you can see the bat getting in the zone earlier. You can see it working through the zone. I'm hitting the ball slightly up. But now I'm able to see that my exit velo is now jumped to 90. But the launch angle now is 17. So I'm getting the ball in the air a little bit more. I got an F8 here. I hit the ball at 263. So I hit it decently well. But now I'm giving myself an opportunity to drive the ball a little bit more. I'm giving myself an opportunity to hit the ball for some more extra base hits. And I'm obviously hitting the ball much harder. So you're able to kind of take this. Now this is over 10, 15 swings or so. But the really cool thing is you're able to take this over days, weeks, months, years. You can go to any session. So you can take a player. So we can take players. They come in for a first session. We get all these metrics. We have all their swings on file. And now you can go to that at any point. A couple weeks later, you can show progression. You can look back over years. You can show one player to another player. So maybe you have a player that's doing something really well. You can pull that up and show this player, okay, this is what he's able to do. This is how he's doing it. Here are his numbers, and start to compare and contrast stuff. So another really cool thing to look at here, this is the point of impact report. And it's going to track where you hit the ball in relation to the plate. So if we click on, it's got all of our swings here. If I just pull up a couple. So this one here, I hit it 90 miles an hour, 17 launch angle. So I catch this one. I'll get rid of this for a minute. So I'm catching this one slightly out in front of the plate, about 6 inches out in front of the plate. So I'm catching it as my bat is kind of working just up through the ball. I'm able to drive the ball with probably one of my best exit velos, my best exit velo, and able to get the ball in the air. If we just click on one earlier, so I'm down on this ball a little bit. I'm catching this ball a little bit late. 85 velo, but a -1 launch angle. So I got beat by this ball just a little bit here. Catch it just on the downward swing. I'm not able to get the ball in the air at all. I'm not able to hit it as hard as I really want to. And you can see I'm catching it about 6 inches, probably too deep, especially as the ball's moving in here. Ball here is just slightly away. Here the ball's in, I'm catching it even deeper.